Hello. This is episode 3 of my random, very hodgepodgey rough draft series, and this one is going to be about eBay account limits. Um, eBay places limitations on the amount of items that you can post at any given time. Obviously, they have to do this to prevent random people from just, logging in and just flooding their market with items that they're like, if they sell, they're just going to take the money and run, even though you can't really do that. But anyway, you get the idea. They need some level of kind of protection. And so when you first get started on an eBay account, they're going to only let you sell a certain amount of items and also only let you have a certain amount of items posted at first. And then as you perform well and you show them that you have good customer service and that kind of thing and that you're getting sales, really as long as you are paying your eBay bill and you are not having any cases escalated, that's the big bad thing. There's two big bad things on eBay. There's saying that you are out of stock or unable to fulfill an order, and then there is having a case be escalated and then escalated not in your favor. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen. So as long as you don't do those two things, then as long as you continue to sell, then you can keep getting limit increases. And the way limit increases work, you're going to start off with a pretty low one. It's going to be like you can post 100 or maybe 1,000 items. And then you'll also have a dollar limit. And that'll let you post maybe 2,000, maybe 5,000, however much it is. Once Once you've shown that you can sell things, you can start asking for limit increases. And they're going to give you a certain percentage of what your current limit is, usually. Sometimes they give you automated ones and they'll be like, hey, you can post 10,000 items now, and you don't even need to request it. But basically, every 30 days, you need to call eBay and ask them for a limit increase. And then they're going to ask you a couple questions. They're going to ask you about like what kind of items you're posting, how you're sourcing your items, and just be honest with them. Like eBay is like, they don't have anything against dropshipping. And a lot of dropshippers, they have this kind of sense that, I don't know, like they're being shady or doing something and you don't want to be honest with people. Like in my experience, just be honest, say exactly what you do, and things usually work out. I mean, and it seems to work fine for me. Um, but so in order to look at your selling account limits, there's one other thing to know. Um, eBay shows itself differently to you depending on if you have a regular account or if you've opted into the Seller Hub. The Seller Hub, I don't know if they give it to you or if you have to pay for it when you buy an eBay store, but after a certain point, you want to start using this just because it helps deal with a whole bunch of orders at one time. So it's really useful. Um, so what that means to you is that if you don't have Seller Hub or whatever it is, you're going to have to go into My eBay and then I think in Summary, and then there somewhere you can see your account limits. You might have to Google how to do that. See, I can just go right here, and I have a 40,000 quantity limit and a $2 million limit, which is awesome. It took me a while. I started eBay 2.5 years ago, but I've only actively pushed like 12 limit increases or something like that. So the cool thing is, like, say that you start with 100 items, right, and you get 5 limit increases, you're going to be at almost 1,000 items. That's 900 more items. But then in the same amount of time it took you to be able to post 900 more items, after that point, you'll be able to post like 9,000 more items. And then after that, like 90,000 more items. So the amount of stuff that you can post, it grows exponentially. So it may seem like nothing at first, but once it starts getting big, it gets big, and it gets big fast. Like, it's hard to post, like, I mean, okay, 40,000 is one thing, but what about when it's like 300,000 or 400,000? It's crazy. But anyway, this is an informative video about eBay account limits, and you get to see all my nasty stuff here. Look at this, $5,000! Oh my god. I have better sales than I've ever had, which is great. This is one of my best months, and which is funny because it's January and it's really slow. But I'm doing really well now, sales-wise, because I posted 40,000 items exactly a month ago, which cost me a lot of money. That's like, it's basically $500 per every 10,000 items. With an anchor store, if you don't have an anchor store, you don't want to be posting that many items. That would cost like 1,000 or 1,500. Like, I pay 5 cents a listing. If you don't have an anchor store, you pay like 20 cents. 4 times. I would have a $10,000, I'd have like a $16,000 eBay bill. Oh man, that would be horrifying. Limit increases. Is there any other relevant information? How do you get one? I talked about that. You call eBay, you ask them, and call, okay, always call every 30 days. No matter what eBay tells you, call every 30 days. If they're like, hey, okay, we're going to give you this one, but we want to see give you some more time to see how you handle having this kind of account now that we've increased it, and please don't contact us again for 60 days. 30 days, always 30 days, always 30 days, call them 30 days later. You're not going to talk to the same person, chances are. It's probably not going to matter, and even if it is, 30 days is the hard kind of thing for them. If you call before 30 days, they can't do anything, but 30 days, they can always issue the request. If you are in the US or in the UK, the process changes once you get close to $1 million account limit. If you're in the UK, you are legally required to register your business at that point before eBay will give you a higher account. Whereas if you're in the US, eBay will strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to do so. So that's the point where, if you haven't filed for your sole proprietorship or your LLC or whatever it is that you're doing, that you should probably do it. But all they really need is a business address. So once you call them, they're going to ask for the business name and then also the registered address, which is what they do anyway with eBay stuff. But aside from having to register it, the process itself also changes. Prior to $1 million account limit, you can just kind of call, talk to the right person, and then you'll either get the limit increase or you won't. It'll happen like straight away. You don't have any say on how much it is. I believe it's almost always 1.75. But that can change. Just because it was every time I got a limit increase doesn't mean that it will be for anybody else. Things are different, unfortunately. Um, and so you can just call and then get your limit increase and then be off the phone and be done with it. By the time you hang up the phone, usually you wait like 5 minutes and then you have tons more listings you can post. But once you get over 1 million, then the process changes and you have to call and then they tell them what you want. You usually tell them a number. They're going to ask you for your registered business address and then your business name, and you just tell them whatever that is. And then they're going to ask you what percentage you want or exactly what limit increases you want and then why you want it. And really, you can just say, like, I want to keep growing more. I want to post more items. I want to. Whenever I talk to them, I don't even have a business model. I'm doing all of this to learn. So when I tell them, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just trying stuff out. You think I have a niche? You think that I should niche? Well, I just post tons of items all the time, and then I just kind of I see the results. I'm still trying to learn and figure out what to do. And whenever I tell them that, they're always like, hey, that's cool. Like, they appreciate it. Be straight up with these people. Be nice to them. They're going to be nice to you. And it's eBay. It's great. I love it. That was a really scatterbrained way to tell you about that process. I think that's about it. Limit increases. They're important. Do them every 30 days. And it may seem like it's not growing now, but trust me, you'll get to a point where you're like, wait a second. In every 30 days, my business gets as big as it took me 2 years to grow it? Like, how do I keep up with that? How? What? Whew. Anyway. All right, cool. Hope that is good. Was I even recording? Yeah, I was. All right. See ya.